How was working with Michael Boucherie, the tactical consultant on the film?
Thank you for asking this, actually. Mikhail has always been a joy to work with, and he's an absolute team player. He's so knowledgeable and kind. And when it came to set procedure, I'm the kind of person that really values having everything in place and having like paperwork done properly. Like, I want to make sure that like things are done right instead of just done fast, and then if we get caught then we answer. I don't like that, especially when we're dealing with like prop guns. So having him as a consultant meant that I got a lot of information from him about how to do things right, like keeping the prop guns in a locked box, having signs around, having people lock off places. And then through that also got me interested in just reading up a bit more online, and that was really, really good for me to learn. I have no experience with firearms. I have not taken any of those classes. So he kind of taught me about like firearm like etiquette on set and like how to hold firearm. I mean, Jeanette is coming into this never using a gun before, so I feel like I didn't have to do too much because I hadn't used the gun. But he also played a part in the film, and during this like staircase sequence we had like a shootout, and it was really great that he knew what he was doing to make the scene look good. Having him as part of the team also meant that he kindly lent us his motorcycle and rode it at the end of the film as a way to like end the film, which I thought was absolutely amazing. I love that we had that stunt. And just a side note, we were so lucky because that part of the road was cordoned off to become a one lane for some like construction on the side. So we were able to like have the motorcycle in that safe area. It was just perfect.
My uni was like, you need to fill out all these forms, these location forms, all these just like I can appear on these video forms. So my brain is like, you have to follow the rules because if you don't, somebody's gonna be like, nope, you didn't do it right. But especially with like
Exactly.
fighting and firearms, because of how many accidents that do happen, you do need to be careful and you do need to have somebody who is trained and just is going to be able to like supervise everything just for everyone's safety.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I think another thing was also like first aid trained. Like he was first aid trained, a couple of other people were first aid trained too, and like just knowing that was also really, really good. And like a bit about this like paperwork, I don't deal well with confrontation. Like I really don't like it when people come up to me and be like, what are you doing here? So yeah, just knowing that we had all the paperwork done out, like campus knew what we were doing. Also, I shot on campus,
Mm.
but yeah, like the whole campus knew what we were doing. That was great. That was really good.
What was the best part of filming Jeanette?
What was the best part about filming Jeanette? I think. Oh, okay. I made some notes.
Mm.
I think the best. Well, there are kind of two parts to it. Sorry, you're not really
No,
answering
it's
your
okay.
question. But one is like the creative control and like flexibility that I had. I just felt so free to do whatever I want, to decide on things and to choreograph, to write, to just try to do my best work. And yeah, I enjoyed that so much. I enjoyed like coming up with the shots, the lighting, like bringing my vision to life. I just love that. And I also think that the best part about filming Jeanette was my team. Like you
Mm.
see the photo at the end of the film and we're all together smiling because we're really happy. Like the team really, really worked very well together. And I love that I could trust that my team members were all like action enthusiasts. If they needed to learn something or figure out something, that they would go back, figure it out, and just do their best work. And when they had ideas, we could talk about them. And if the ideas were great, I would just trust them to go ahead with it when they had the vision. So that was really awesome. Many of the members of my team had to pick up new skills and had to do 2 or 3 roles. For example, my editors were also the DITs, who were also the script supervisors. Daniel Webb and Hannah Ford, they had never done an action film nor any VFX, but they really rose to the occasion. James Samuel was my DOP, DIT, and gaffer, and I could talk shots with him, and he had so many good ideas, and I just have so much respect for him, and I had so much fun working with him. And Fish Law was such a reliable camera assistant and spark. And also my production design team doubled up as my safety team, led by Sherry Sang, my production lead, and my weapons master, Yoon Her, and all these people. And there's so many more people I want to thank, but they all have capital P passion for filmmaking, and it was so fun working with them.
What was the most challenging part about filming Jeanette?
I think the most challenging part about filming Jeanette was the production-wise. Logistically, it was challenging with, because I wanted to make it right. I wanted to ask for permission, and of course that takes longer. And I think that just comes with every practical dissertation. But luckily, I had a great producer. Her name is Vanessa Sang, and we worked really well together. She had her own projects going on, but she was also really committed. And yeah, my lecturer and supervisor, Mariam Gorban Karimi, was very, very supportive and patient in making sure that the project would work. So yeah, production-wise, challenging, but I had a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a bit difficult to get things together. I think there were also a lot of nitty-gritty things. So initially, I had a lot of trouble with finding out how, or if someone could take responsibility for these things. But I found a great team member, Daniel Pegg, who was my team's runner. He drove to get the sugar glass. He drove out to Manchester to get the sugar glass. So without him, we would not have that shot. He took care of catering. He helped out with safety on set. He was doing voiceovers, and he was so enthusiastic and really took a lot of stress off me and the rest of the team. So,
what were some of the lessons you learned while working on your film?
I have a whole document of lessons I learned, but here's it really quickly. So I learned about writing, and at first I found it really, really difficult to write because I didn't find that what I was thinking translated on paper, and I didn't know how to translate that on screen. So having people read through that and just having the opportunity to attempt to make it on screen was amazing. So I learned a lot about that, and how to take feedback critically to make something good. I learned that, with limitations, actually somehow it made me work more efficiently because I could think about how I would work within those limitations, especially having to film everything on campus. So at first I thought oh no, I'm limited to this environment. But in the end, that kind of freed me up to think about where can I go on campus to get the vibe that I want, and did a lot of exploring, and yeah, it was great. I think it's sometimes good not to have too many options that kind of bog me down.
What was your favorite part of the final edit?
This is such a good question, but it's an impossible question. I love the VFX gunshot sequence on the stairs. I love the sugar glass, but I have to say it was the climax boss fight sequence in that dark theater room. So that room was a theater practice room, which I spent a lot of time in for my theater work. And I managed to borrow that room, and I got my friend Uma Naiker to come back to school to help me light that room. And she's actually in shot behind the lighting desk, but we don't see her because of how the room was lit, which is incredible. And it took a lot of collaboration from all the departments to kind of make it work, to light it, to make it look interesting. And I thought it was very, very satisfying to see that sequence and to see that I think most of the punches cut, and I bought them all. I thought that was my favorite part of it all.
Lastly, do you have any upcoming projects you can tell us about?
I really wish. So I really want to continue writing. I'm not sure whether I can kind of get into directing again, but it's a little bit tricky now because I just got off uni. I'm trying to find work, and I'm not really in the right financial space to get more classes or to like make something at this point. So currently I'm just trying to read as much as I can, get myself exposed to things, learn about writing online, and yeah, that's kind of where it's going for me. But follow me on Instagram because I want to make more stuff. Like, this experience is not something that like ends here. Like, I had such a great time. I was living my best life, and it's like screen fighting is something that I want to keep pursuing and seeing how I can get into.
We don't have long left, but it's perfect because it's a speed round. So you pick one film per question.
Oh my
Are you ready?
gosh.
What was the first film you ever watched?
First film, my gosh. What, Beauty and the Beast? I don't know. I
What
watched
i-
a lot of Taiwanese dramas growing up, though. Probably one of those, but yeah.
what is your favorite cult classic film?
Cult classic. Interstellar. Love Interstellar.
What is the best film series?
Best film series. Beef. Beef.
What film would you recommend from an up-and-coming director?
My gosh, I am not an up and coming director. I cannot recommend. Oh no, I say go watch Hardcore Henry. It's not for everyone, but like I think it's fantastic. I think it deserves so much more attention and kudos because yeah. But yeah, I'm not there yet. So maybe you guys should tell me what film I should watch. And
And lastly, which cinematic universe would you like to live in?
gosh, most cinematic universes are all pretty grim. um, as cliche as it sounds, it'd be damn cool to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Thank you so much for doing the interview. We really appreciate it. Thanks for letting us know your process behind making your film.
Thank you for having me. And I'm so honored that my film got featured at your festival. I think it was such a big encouragement for the whole crew that worked on it. And yeah, please continue to support them and to support me. And yeah, thank you very much.